guys, and welcome back to another Remembering Forgotten Memories video, or Throwback Thursday, even though I'm posting and recording this Friday, but shh. Anyway, we'll also ignore how humid it is and how frizztastic my hair is right now. This is the best it's getting right now. It is what it is. Anyway, so, this is one of those where it's not really a story time in the sense that it necessarily goes anywhere, but it's one of those ones where I'm just kind of thinking about a thing and felt like sharing it with you guys. So, like those who have been on this channel a long time know I grew up on a horse ranch. We had 8 horses at all times. Our barn was 2 stories, which it sounds weird, but like hang with me, it makes sense. Like the bottom floor, like down both the left and the right sides, 4 stalls over here, 4 stalls over here. The back wall was all the lockers with like their food and their tack and saddles and all that good stuff, brushes, grooming supplies, all that stuff, all in those. And then like the middle one would lead outside to like the manure pile. I'm sorry, what did you think happened with the poop? Not everything is sunshine with rainbows with owning horses, okay? But like the poop has to go somewhere. We dumped it in a manure pile so it could compost and then could use that as fertilizer on the crops. So, anyway, that aside, that was the layout of the downstairs. Like, the middle of the downstairs, like, had this, like, pipe kind of rectangular thing that you could feasibly tack up to 4 horses to the different sides, like, while grooming them, while, like, saddling them up, doing whatever it is you're gonna do. You could feasibly do 4 at a time. I don't think we ever did more than 2, at least that I saw, but I mean, you could, but I don't know why you'd want to. So, anyway, I mean, there was also, like, the long, like, log thing outside where feasibly you could do all 8 at once if you really wanted to, but I never ever saw that done it all at one time. Like, that would make no sense why you would do it that way, but anyway, I digress. That was basically the layout of the downstairs, minus, like, there was, like, a couch on one side and, like, a bench on the other, also in there, but, so the upstairs was the hay loft, where mostly the hay just kind of hung out in big old bales. There's, like, a scale on each side, but mostly just hay up there, and there's doors that led down into each of the stalls, where, after you measure out the hay, just kind of chuck it down the hole, it lands in their food trough below. Beautiful! Actually, simplifies the whole process quite a bit, and I'm surprised more people don't utilize that, but I think it's more a space and cost thing, but anyway. As a teeny tiny little kid, I mean, I was going to the barn literally since I was a baby. I think, like, my grandpa was bringing me down there at 3 months old, so there are, like, pictures of him holding me on his lap on a horse already that young, so I know I was already, like, indoctrinated into the horse world from a really young age, more so than any of my siblings or cousins, and I think that's why I got the most into them. But anyway, so, with that in mind, obviously, if they're bringing me to the barn as a teeny tiny little child, it goes without saying that they were kind of wigged out at the idea of certain things safety-wise in there, where they're just like, pretty much as early as I could remember, there was, like, not many rules involving the barn, but the big one is you don't go upstairs. Not for any reason. It's dangerous. Which, when I was super little, I really didn't question too much. Being the anxiety case from pretty much birth onward that I am, though, I mean, I would see them go up there to feed the horses, and because they said it's dangerous and I can't go up there, this just made me a nervous wreck worrying about, oh my gosh, be safe while they're up there. Yeah, it was like that. But obviously, as time went by, I got more and more curious about what is up there that is so secretive that they don't want me to see. There must be something else up there than just hay. Like, there has to be. I mean, I would so much as, like, sit on more than just the bottom step of one of the stairways, because there's one on each side. They would let me sit on, like, the bottom or the second to bottom one. But if I went beyond that, immediately get off the stairs, get down. But of course, me being me, I would wait till whoever I was with to be busy. Didn't matter if they were mucking out one of the stalls, if they were like grooming one of the horses, didn't matter. This would be my moment of, I'm just gonna wiggle up one more stair and just see if they notice. I won't go any higher than that one today, but it'll be my mission to sit on the third step today and see if I can get away with it. And over time, slowly, they didn't question that I would sit on the third stair now. But I was still being good about not going up, even though it's like, oh, I wanted to so badly, just because I want to see what is up there. Why is it so secret? Why can't I go up there? And slowly this turned into a game of, I'm gonna just creep up one more step at a time. Because, I mean, this was like a long-ass thing of stairs. This is like at least 20-something stairs to get up there. So, being on the bottom few is not saying much, but I mean, I got to where I could make it up half of the staircase before they'd say anything, and then, I mean, I can kind of almost sort of see what's up there from here if I stand up. Bear in mind, at this point in time, when this was going down, there was no railing on those stairs yet, either. You could balance yourself against the one wall, but honestly, it was kind of a safety hazard that they did not have a railing on the other side. I don't know why they didn't for so long. They eventually added one, but for hella years there was no railing there. So if they did catch me sneaking up them, I had to slide back down on my butt on the stairs because now I'm up here and there's no railing and now I'm scared. So I'm just gonna shimmy back down. Okay, I mean it was a concrete floor below, so if you fall off, you're done. But I think I was in 6th grade when they finally added freaking railings, but I digress. Which is ironically about the age when I finally snuck up there. Like, this was an ongoing thing my whole childhood of, every time I'm at the barn, I'm gonna try and sneak up a little further, at least once. At least once. If I just did it nonstop, I probably would have been banned from going to the barn, but I mean, I would try it at least once while I was down there, but I wouldn't spend the entire time there doing this or anything, but anyway. Along comes the day where I think my grandma must have been like mucking out the paddocks, like not even in the stall, but behind the stall, outside where the offshoot area was on these. She was working on those, so she couldn't see inside. So I was like, I'm just gonna sneakily tiptoe up here, look around, because I mean, she's outside, she can't even see what I'm doing. I mean, if I'm real quiet about it, I could probably get away with it. So of course, like, I'll tiptoe up there, and then feel like, ooh, I'm getting away with a thing, look at me, oh my god. But, so I'm looking around up there, and it's literally just bales of hay, and the scale, and the little doors in the floor. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know what I thought was so fucking exciting that I thought they were keeping up there. I don't know if I thought they had a secret other horse up there. I don't know what I was thinking. I finally get up there, and it's literally just hay. Seriously? There's nothing else up here? Nah, there's gotta be something else up here. I must be missing it. Keep poking around. On this side and up. So I'm just gonna walk across the landing that connects the two sides at the back that goes over the lockers. Which on that day was empty, but I mean, when they first would like get the hay stalked in, like that side would be packed to the point where you couldn't walk across there. Like you would have to just go back down the stairs and go up the other stairs to get to the other side. But usually that part wasn't packed. Usually that was like the first thing that they would use up, was that side. But at this point it was empty. So I just cruised across and do. But then I realized, ooh, now I'm on the side that she's outside of. If I am not careful, she will hear the footsteps. So I'm gonna be really careful. Really careful. Tiptoeing around. And that side was the more precarious side where the doors, little older, hadn't been worked on in a while. The hinges aren't that great. I'm sure if you had stepped on one of those doors, you'd have fallen through on that side. So I could understand them being weird about not wanting to let any of the grandkids up there. I get it. I do understand it. Like, eventually it did get to where, like, one of those doors did bust off, and they just never really fixed it. They just kind of laid it across every time they were done feeding him, just as a reminder, hey, don't fall down the hole, but also don't step on that or you'll probably die, so there's that. But, I'm gonna look around up there and... Really? It's really just hay. It is really honest and truly nothing up here but hay and a couple of scales. I feel lied to, but I don't know why I felt lied to. They never told me there was anything else up there. Nobody led me to believe there was any other thing up there. That was invented in my own head, that there was something else up there. And of course, around the time I was just like, I feel gypped. She walks inside. And she was not one to raise her voice. She just sighed. Just like, find anything interesting up there? No, it's just hay. Well, what did you think was going to be up there? I don't know. I think I thought there was another horse up here. And she just laughed. She's like, that roof could not support the weight of another horse. No, there is no secret horses up there. There might be a cat or something that's living in there, but no horses. Of course, my brain here said, there's a cat somewhere? Cool, I'm gonna look around for the cat. And at various points, there were multiple cats that lived up there in the barn as barn cats, but at that point in time, there was not. So, I was just sad. But I guess she figured at this point, I was 12, and she's just like, just be careful up there. Don't lean on the railing that's, like, up along the sides of the upstairs. Because, again, the stairs themselves didn't have the railings, but the actual upstairs hayloft had a railing around it. However, those planks that made the railing also slid out for when the hay guy would come and put the hay bales up in there. That had to come down every time. So it just was, like, slotted in there. If you put any weight on it, it would slide right out. So it was like, oh, suddenly starting to understand why they said the upstairs is dangerous. You don't really want to go up there. Please don't go up there. They don't want to be responsible for a splattered grandchild on the floor. So, yeah, I get it. And as it turns out, back in, like, the 50s, like, one of their kids' birthday parties that they held down in the barn, yeah, some kid did fall down from there and broke their arm, and they were liable. So they always kind of had a hang-up about kids being in the hayloft after that. I don't blame them. But yeah, I could definitely see why it was like a whole ass deal of, yeah, please don't go up there. Please don't go up there. But of course, now that I'd done it once, now it was just a whole thing of, well, I mean, I was up there before and I was careful. I'll be careful today. Don't worry. I'm not going to fall down any of the holes. I see where they are. I'm not going to fall down them. Relax. So she begrudgingly got used to the idea of me going up there, but she was not happy about it. And at first I was indeed very careful about it. But because I'm me, I got ballsier and ballsier about this every time I went up there, until one of the days I decided that, like, empty space at the back that connected the two sides, way up here, this feels like a stage. I'm gonna make this be my stage. I'm gonna dance up here. And I did. It made her a nervous wreck to the point that I don't think I had ever seen before or since. Please get down from there. Like, she didn't raise her voice, but I could hear the edge in her voice. She was on the verge of it that day. Please get down from there. I was like, I'm just dancing. She's like, dance away from that edge. Just like, if you're gonna do it, don't go anywhere near that edge. You could fall right through. I'm not gonna fall through. I didn't, but I came this freaking close to it because I'm a dumbass. So, yeah, she wasn't wrong for wanting me down, because there's still loose hay that was on the ground up there. It was slippery if you stepped on it. All it would take is one wrong footstep out was going whoop, right off that side, right under the railing, onto the concrete floor below. Would not have been fun, because that was about 10 feet up. So that would not have been a good day if that had ever happened. I thankfully caught myself before I went over, but was just like, you might be right. I'm going to just come down now. And I had half a second where I debated, should I jump down? But then I was like, no. If you miss, you're breaking at least a leg, if not worse. No, you don't have a good track record with this, don't you dare. So I just walked down, but, like, there was always that urge, anytime I was up there, to want to use that platform as a stage every freaking time. And I got to where I felt more comfy doing it, staying towards the wall side of it, where I was nowhere near it. Especially since over time, as the ground settles, that floor of that platform started to slope a little bit down towards, you know, the side you would potentially fall off of, which was around the time I stopped doing this. But over time, oh yeah, that was a thing too. That was very much a thing. That could have been really bad had I not been hella careful about staying near the wall and just hold on to, like, the planks in the wall. Because it was, like, not just, like, a plain wood wall, but also had, like, the pieces that, like, decoratively, like, stick out and, like, do the barn designs, whatever you call that. Would kind of hold on to those as I walk along the wall. Got more cautious and anxious as age went on. I mean, I got to where, like, whenever my grandparents would go out of town, my grandpa did eventually start entrusting me to be the one to feed the horses while they were out of town, so obviously I had to go up there for that. Obviously they were cool with the idea by then. They knew I wasn't gonna fall and die, but... yeah, that. Just the fascination my whole damn childhood with the upstairs of the barn, and wanting to see what the hell's up there. And then... that. The expectation versus reality of it all was just so shattering. And then, of course, you see, like, all those cartoons and shit where, like, somebody sleeps in the barn on, like, some hay. So I tried to, like, sit on one of the hay bales one time and... it's pokey and itchy, and why would you do that? That makes no sense. No. There's, like, a brick. Like, no. Nobody would do that in real life. Like, that's... no. Maybe if it were a loose pile, maybe, but then you'd have all the dust and just why... no. No, I call BS. Nobody's doing that. Freaking nobody's doing that. But I had to try it at least once just to see what it felt like. But I was like, oh god, actually, that is painful. Like, not even just uncomfy, but painful. Because, like, the cut edges of the hay all at slightly different heights. It's like it stabs into your skin. It's like, ow, fuck that. Like, no. Heck no. Like, you would think little bits of dried grass wouldn't be that sharp, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. So, would not recommend. 0 out of 10. Yeah, that. So, nothing ever exciting happened with the upstairs in the barn adventures, particularly. Saw a dead rat in, like, a mousetrap one time. Wouldn't call that exciting, though. It just freaked me out and made me not want to go up there, like, ever again. Because I was like, I didn't know there was gonna be dead animals in here. Nobody warned me. Well, of course, we have to keep the mice away, and if cats don't keep them in check, you know, have to have a backup plan. Can't let them get into the grain. Suppose that's true, but what happens if the cat accidentally gets in the mouse trap? Cats are smarter than that. I don't know! I've met some pretty stupid cats, like... As far as I know, no cat's ever had a casualty with those things, but... oh, that could have been, like, hella bad if they had. I think they eventually switched to, like, the glue traps anyway to be slightly more humane, but... yeah, I don't know. It's all a moot point now, but... yeah, the upstairs of the barn was not that exciting, and yet, of my cousins and siblings, quite a few of them were like, you got to go up there? I'm like, you... never did? In all those years, you never did even once? No, I wasn't allowed up there. Cool, well, I went up there all the time. So, like, no big thing. I was up there like a zillion times. Don't know what your deal is, but... that. I don't know. It wasn't even that cool, but... in those moments, I pretended like it was way cooler than it actually was. Like, oh man, you missed out. Like, you should have seen the stuff they had up there. Because I'm a dick. So, anyway. I don't know. Like I said, this doesn't really go anywhere, so I don't even know why I was thinking about it or what reminded me of it, but there it is. So, anyway. that is it for this one, guys. So as usual, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddits, everything and more. It's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, till next time, see ya.